Hey guys, it's Nate and this is the Nader Tater channel. Today I'm going to talk about Verizon's 5G and 4G home internet plans. They just changed them up. I actually just released a video earlier this week and my info is already out of date because they're going through the transition where they're adding the C-band airwaves to their network. Here it looks like about January 19th is where it's going to be. And when they do that, they're going to open up more availability to expand their home internet to more users. So it's more likely that you're going to be able to get this if you haven't been before. And as part of that, they completely revamped their plans, including their speeds and the cost and the discounts and the bonuses, all this kind of stuff. So I'm going to go through it real fast to show you the difference between their new 4G LTE only plan, and then now they have two 5G plans. They have a 5G home internet and then they have a 5G home internet plus. So let's go through and show you what those differences are and what the key things are in the fine print that I'll pull out and show you. Okay, so first up we have Verizon's 4G service. Now it's still the same cube that we had before, and if you remember the price before, you could get the auto pay discount and you could get $20 off if you had a Verizon mobile plan. Well, now they've actually increased the discount where you can get up to 50% off, but you have to get one of their 5G mobile plans, and I'll go into which ones it is. It's the same for all of their home internet ones, which ones you need to qualify for the biggest discount. So you get that. Now they still call out this download speed of 25 to 50, and we know from my previous testing it is a hard cut at 50 megabits per second. So I have to assume that's still there. And then they call out the typical upload speed of 4 megabits per second, which is half of what I saw them kind of cut it out to be. Well, I saw about 6, I guess, being the hard cut for them. So it looks like it's still the same slow speeds on this 4G plan. And you know, they claim that you get the router included. That's not the case. It's the same way it was before, that you actually have to pay the $240, but they give you credit, and you might have to pay that back if you cancel service early. So it's semi-free, but not really if you cancel. So and then they have a 2-year price guarantee. So this is kind of nice. There is no contract, so having a price guarantee is nice, but obviously it expires after 2 years. So then they give you a couple free perks here. You get Disney Plus for 6 months, and then you get AMC Plus for 6 months, and then you do get a free Google Nest Mini, and it looks like you have to keep that for at least 65 days, and you have to redeem that offer. You have to do a little bit of work to redeem it within the first 2 months, but you do get that, and then they give you 1 month for free, and it takes a couple billing cycles to get that. So that's the 4G plan. So it's not that different than before, but the 5G plans actually have changed a lot, and I think that's because of the C-band coming up. All right, so when we look here, I've been trying to figure out what exactly is the difference between this 5G Home and the 5G Home Plus. So if you look at the price, it's $20 more for the Plus, including you know, all the different steps. So the straight up price is $60 a month for the regular and $80 with the Plus. But if you get auto pay, then it takes off $10 for each of those. And then if you get a qualifying phone plan, you can get another 50% off, or up to 50% off, which is really, I think it's just $25 off is what it is. So if you look at it, what it is, it's the 5G Play More, the 5G Do More, and the 5G Get More plans. And if we go into a little bit more details, if you have an older plan, it's the Play More Unlimited, the Do More Unlimited, the Get More Unlimited, if you bought on or after 8/20 of 20. And then that discount applies to each home internet line. So if you have multiple, which you're allowed to have, but they have to be at different addresses, then it does apply to each one. So that's actually a pretty good discount, and that certainly is them trying to keep you on their carrier in their network. But so we look down here, the rest, why is the $20 difference? Well, they both say the exact same thing for Powered by 5G. They say the exact same thing here for high-speed downloads. And then for peace of mind, the only difference here is you get a 3-year price guarantee on the Plus, and then you get the backup cloud service from Verizon. So you get like unlimited cloud backup for 5 devices. But the only weird thing is that that's typically $20 a month. So you're basically just paying for that. And on the surface, it looks like the only difference is this 3-year price guarantee versus the 2-year. And then the other difference is the perk down here where you get 12 months of Disney Plus and AMC Plus instead of the 6 months. And you also get a Nest Hub Max versus a Nest Mini. But that's obviously not good enough for $20 a month. So I kept digging to figure out what exactly are they doing here. So if we keep going, I pulled up some of the important plan information here. And if you look here on this 5G home internet, the main thing here is with the 5G internet gateway, and you have to really read this stuff a couple times, the download speeds are up to 300 megabits per second, and typical uploads around 50. And it says, hey, this can be over your 5G nationwide, which is not ultra wideband, or the 4G LTE. And that's with the 2-year price guarantee. Now, if we go down to this next line, it says with the Verizon Internet Gateway, download speeds are 85 to 300. And you're like, wait a second, what is the difference here between these two gateways? Well, you know, because this one's 85 to 300 versus up to 300. And then typical upload is only 10 megabits per second. And uploads may be, you know, again, 5G or 4G. And then it calls out LTE speeds about 70, and you get unlimited data that we already knew. And so it's like, okay, so what this means is let me actually grab it real fast. All right, so this is the 5G internet gateway. This is the big monstrosity that they have you stick on a window or a wall versus the little cube, which is just the internet gateway, not the 5G internet gateway. So it's a little bit confusing here, and we'll get into that a little bit more. So that's the difference. If you get the cube, they're saying, hey, you can get 85 to 300. And then if you get that one, you're going to get up to 300 is what they say on just the home internet, the 5G. Now, if we go to the plus says that you get the speeds of 300 to 1,000 megabits per second. So that's 1 gig service. And typical upload speeds of 50, which is the same as the non-plus. But then it talks about you might get the 5G nationwide or 4G LTE based off your signals and unlimited data and whatnot. But then if you have the plus plan but the cube router, then you're still going to get the exact same speeds here of 85 to 300. So what I don't understand here is it looks like to me if you get the cube, there's absolutely no reason to pay for Home Internet Plus because you're not getting anything better other than the cloud service, which again you could, if you really want it, I guess sure it's included, but you could also buy that a la carte as well. So then if you go down here to LTE Home Internet, you can see download speeds there just like they said before. And then, you know, you keep reading and what you see is they decide automatically based off your address if they're going to give you the little cube box or if they're going to give you this 5G gateway box. And so in the past, this was always a 5G and the little cube was always the 4G LTE box, and it was never used on a 5G plan, at least that I'm aware of. So now you might get the cube for the 5G service, but that's for it if you're not getting the 5G ultra wideband, basically is what they're going to give you that. So that was a little interesting thing to learn, and I'm still having a little bit of trouble rationalizing the 5G plus if you can't manage to get the 5G internet gateway. It looks like it doesn't really give you a lot of benefits. So that's something to pay attention to, but these are their new plans. Obviously they're trying to compete with other marketplace people like T-Mobile, which I have a lot of experience with. And AT&T has a home internet service, but they don't seem to be doing a whole lot. Now they just purchased a lot of this 5G spectrum, so maybe they're coming out with something new as well. So stay tuned. I will cover it if something comes up, and I'll be sure to make a video. So take care.